Welcome back, everybody. Ready for another deep dive? Today we're exploring Earl Nightingale's The Strangest Secret.
Oh, yeah, this one's a classic.
It really is, and I think it's fascinating how it's resonated with people for decades. What is it about this work that's so enduring, and what makes its message so powerful? We're going to get into all of that.
Yeah, and what's really interesting about The Strangest Secret is that it started as this simple essay back in the 1950s.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize it was that old.
Yeah, and later on, Nightingale actually turned it into an audio recording, and that's when it really took off, I think.
It makes sense, though, right? Like the power of the spoken word and everything.
Absolutely. It became a phenomenon, and you could say that it kind of launched this whole self-help audio industry that we know and love today.
It's amazing how a seemingly simple idea can have such a lasting impact. But before we get into the nitty-gritty of the secret itself, Nightingale hits us with a pretty stark statistic right out of the gate.
Yeah.
He claims that only 5% of people achieve significant success by the time they reach 65.
Whoa, that's pretty low.
It is a pretty sobering thought, right? And it makes you wonder if, most of those people likely started out with dreams and aspirations. Like, what happened? What happened along the way?
Well, and that's exactly what Nightingale dives into. He argues that the main culprit here is conformity.
Conformity, interesting.
Yeah, the majority of people, he suggests, end up just drifting along with the crowd.
I can see that.
Lacking clear goals and a strong sense of purpose. They kind of become like, imagine a ship without a rudder.
Oh, lost at sea.
Lost at sea, exactly. Instead of, charting their own course,
right,
they end up wherever the currents take them.
I can definitely see how that resonates with people. It's easy to fall into that trap, right, of just doing what everyone else is doing, even if it doesn't feel quite right.
Absolutely.
But I think Nightingale's point, it's not just about financial success, is it?
No, you're right.
He seems to be talking about something deeper, like a deeper sense of fulfillment.
Yeah, like living a life that is truly aligned with, our own values. Aspirations.
Yes, exactly.
And what's interesting is that he doesn't blame this lack of success on a lack of intelligence or ability.
Okay.
He actually emphasizes that these individuals, they've learned those essential life skills.
Okay.
Like reading, earning a living.
Right.
And yet they haven't quite figured out the whole financial independence thing, even though they're surrounded by opportunities.
So if it's not about lacking those basic skills, what does set the 5% apart? What's the secret that allows them to create these lives of success and fulfillment?
Well, Nightingale puts it quite simply. He says, we become what we think about.
We become what we think about.
Yeah.
Huh, that's simple.
It does sound almost too basic, right?
It does.
But he backs it up with centuries of philosophical thought.
Oh, wow, okay.
I mean, you've got everyone from Marcus Aurelius to William James.
Right.
The idea is that our dominant thoughts, the ones that we just dwell on constantly, they actually shape our reality. Think about it. Like, what are you focusing on all the time? That's what you're going to get.
Yeah, one of the quotes that he uses that really stuck with me is from Disraeli. Everything comes if a man will only wait.
Ooh, I like that one.
It's powerful, right?
Yeah.
It speaks to that power of belief, of just patiently and persistently pursuing our goals, trusting that, the universe will conspire to help us achieve them.
It's the law of attraction.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where the power of goal setting comes in. And Nightingale connects this secret directly to that, to the importance of having concrete goals.
Goals, yeah.
Well-defined goals. He argues that successful people achieve those goals because their thoughts are constantly, consistently focused on those outcomes.
Like a laser beam.
Like they're sending out this constant signal to the universe, attracting the resources and opportunities they need to make it happen.
Exactly. And it's not just some mystical thing.
Right.
It's like when you're focused on something, you notice the opportunities. You notice the resources. You start to attract the right people into your life.
It makes me think of that analogy that he uses about the farmer planting seeds.
Oh, yeah. What's that one?
It's really powerful. So the farmer plants both corn and also nightshade, which is a deadly poison.
Whoa. Okay.
And the point is that the land, just like our minds, doesn't judge what you plant. It simply returns what you sow.
Powerful analogy. It's like our minds are fertile ground. And the thoughts we cultivate, those determine the harvest we're going to get.
Exactly. But it does raise a question for me. If our minds are so powerful, why don't we use them more effectively?
Good question. And Nightingale has a theory about that, too. He suggests that because our minds are this gift that we receive at birth, free and boundless, we kind of undervalue them.
That's true.
We tend to put more emphasis on things that we acquire through effort, were expense.
Also things that we had to work for.
Yeah, exactly. While neglecting the true treasures that we already possess.
It's like we take our minds for granted.
We do. We really do.
He even compares the human mind to the last great unexplored continent on Earth.
Oh, wow. I love that.
Capable of achieving anything, yet so often we just, we relegate it to mundane tasks and worries.
Day-to-day stuff.
All right.
And there's research that shows that most people are operating on, get this, about 10% of their mental abilities.
10%? That's wild.
Imagine if we could just tap into a little bit more of that potential.
That's where Nightingale's emphasis on goals and visualization comes in.
Yeah, absolutely. He really hammers home the importance of having a clear vision for the future, a goal that is so compelling that it just fuels your thoughts and actions. He even suggests, write those goals down.
Make it real.
So make them tangible and real. Exactly. He actually shares his personal story of finding success as a writer.
Oh, okay.
After years of searching for that secret.
And so his success wasn't just a matter of luck or chance.
No.
It was the result of setting his mind on that specific goal.
Yeah.
And relentlessly pursuing it until he found the answer.
He stayed with it.
But it wasn't always easy for him, though, was it?
Well, no journey is...
He talks about how our environment can sometimes reinforce our current position on, he calls it the achievement ladder.
Oh, yeah, like where we currently are.
But he also suggests that we have the power to change that by changing our thinking.
We're not just products of our environment.
Right.
We have the power to shape our own reality.
Through our thoughts and beliefs.
Exactly.
This all sounds very focused on individual achievement, but Nightingale doesn't just stop there, does he?
No, he doesn't. He actually also emphasizes the importance of service.
Okay.
Contributing value to others.
That's interesting.
He argues that our rewards in life, they're directly proportional to the value we provide to others.
So it's not just about what we can get.
No.
But what we can give.
It's about what we can give.
And this ties into another fascinating concept that he introduces. River people and goal people.
Oh, yeah, I love those. Tell me more about those two types of people.
I'm curious to hear what you think about them, so describe them for me.
All right, so river people, as Nightingale describes them, they're those lucky individuals who seem to discover their passion early in life.
Oh, okay.
They have this natural inclination towards a specific field, and they just dedicate themselves wholeheartedly.
So, like, they were born to do it?
It seems effortless for them, like Mozart, Leonardo da Vinci.
Right, just these incredible talents.
It just flows out of them.
But what about those of us who maybe don't have that one singular passion?
Well, that's where the goal people come in.
Goal people.
Yeah, they might not have that one burning passion, but they find success through the process of setting and achieving goals.
Okay.
They might explore different things. Experiment, refine their path as they go.
So it sounds like both paths can lead to success.
They can.
But it depends on, our individual approach.
Yeah.
What resonates with us. Some of us have that clear river flowing from the start, while others need to kind of create their own stream.
I love that analogy. Create your own stream.
Through conscious, goal setting.
Yeah.
Action.
Yeah. You got it. The key is to be self-aware, to understand our strengths and tendencies, and use those to navigate our own unique journey.
But let's face it, no journey is without its bumps in the road.
It's true.
Detours and obstacles.
Roadblocks, yeah.
So how does Nightingale address those inevitable obstacles and setbacks we face along the way?
Well, he doesn't just acknowledge them.
Okay.
He embraces them. He actually argues that those setbacks, they're not just inevitable, they're essential for growth.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. You're going to have to tell me more about that after the break.
Yeah, he uses his own story, actually,
of
launching his radio program.
Right.
And he faced a ton of rejections.
Oh, wow.
Before he found success.
Really?
Yeah, so this is where persistence, he calls it staying with it, becomes super important.
I think that's something a lot of people can relate to. We've all had those moments where we just want to give up when things get tough.
Oh, absolutely.
But it's those times, that really test our commitment.
They do.
And often lead to those most rewarding breakthroughs.
Exactly. And it's not just about powering through.
Right.
It's about aligning your actions with those deep desires.
Mm-hmm.
So giving up it doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
It feels unnatural, like you're going against the grain.
So it's not necessarily about avoiding failure.
No.
It's about how we respond to it.
Exactly.
Maintaining that belief in ourselves.
It's about that unwavering belief in yourself and your vision.
Even when the world's telling you to quit.
Yeah, and he contrasts this with people who just cling to the familiar, say no to new opportunities,
That hurts bad.
versus those who embrace change. say yes to life's possibilities.
Right, like taking a chance.
Yeah, it's those who step outside their comfort zone, who take risks and embrace the unknown.
Who ultimately shape their own destiny.
Exactly, and that leads to another really important part of his philosophy.
Oh, what's that?
The power of a positive attitude.
Okay, yeah. That can be tricky.
Yeah, because it's easy to dismiss it as just,
It's like a cliche.
A cliche, exactly.
Right.
But Nightingale presents it as something much deeper.
Okay.
It's like a force.
The fourth?
That attracts positive results.
Oh, interesting.
It's about choosing to see the good.
Okay.
Even when you're faced with challenges.
Right. Choosing to believe in the possibility of success.
Exactly.
He uses some really powerful examples to illustrate this point.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Like, the American hostages returning home after being held captive in Iran.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Their resilience and positive outlook played a huge role in their survival.
That's incredible.
And not only survival, but thriving afterward.
Wow.
He also tells this funny little story about a chef who tells his customer, throw yourself into the ragu.
Throw yourself into the ragu? What?
I know, right? But it speaks to this idea that our level of engagement, our passion, our attitude, it impacts everything we do.
It all shows.
Right? Like if we're holding back, if we're not fully invested.
Yeah, it shows in the final product.
And that final product could be, anything from a plate of pasta to a life well lived.
It's true.
And ultimately, Nightingale reminds us that it's not just about reaching the destination.
Okay.
It's about enjoying the journey itself.
Right.
Success isn't some static endpoint. It's a process of continuous growth and exploration.
Yeah. And embracing those ups and downs.
The lessons learned along the way.
Exactly. It's like climbing a mountain.
Yes. It's not just about standing on that summit.
Right.
It's the entire experience.
It's everything. The challenges, the views.
That sense of accomplishment.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But we were talking about service.
Right.
And contributing value to others.
Yeah. How does that fit into this bigger picture of success?
Well, it's a crucial piece. He argues that our rewards are directly proportional to the value we provide.
Okay.
He challenges us to think about how we can multiply that value,
Reach more people.
Reach more people, have a bigger impact.
We were talking earlier about Burl and McGimmon, the creators of the hand cleaner flight.
Right.
Their story is a great example of this.
Yeah. Finding a way to scale their service.
Right.
To reach a wider audience.
But what about those of us who haven't found that one thing yet?
That magic product or service, yeah.
How do we figure out what value we can offer?
Well, that's where that concept of river people and goal people comes in again.
Okay.
Remember, river people find their passion early.
Mm-hmm. Like a river.
Yeah, like a river finding its course. But goal people, they might have a more winding path.
A winding path.
Yeah, they may need to experiment.
Try different things.
Set goals to kind of guide them along the way.
But, aren't there potential pitfalls for both types?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Could a river person experience burnout?
Yeah, if that passion fades.
And could a goal person end up feeling unfulfilled?
Yeah, if they're just chasing achievements.
Right, without that deeper sense of purpose.
You're hitting on a key point here. It's not enough to just be a river person or a goal person.
Okay.
Self-awareness is critical.
Mm-hmm. I see that.
River people, they need to be mindful.
Okay.
Nurture that passion. Stay open to new things that might come along.
New currents.
New currents, exactly. And goal people.
Yeah.
Got to make sure those goals are aligned with their values.
Okay.
And that they're contributing to something larger.
Something bigger than themselves.
Exactly. It's about finding that sweet spot where personal fulfillment meets meaningful contribution.
So it's not just about blindly following a river or mindlessly chasing goals, right?
No.
It's about being intentional. Reflective.
Yeah.
Making sure our actions are aligned with who we are and what we want to create.
I like that. It's about alignment.
But even with the best of intentions, sometimes those negative thoughts creep in, don't they?
They do.
Those limiting beliefs can really hold us back from our full potential. How does Nightingale address those internal obstacles?
He reminds us that we actually have the power to choose our thoughts. We're not victims of our own minds. We're the creators.
We have the power, yeah. So how do we exercise that power, when those negative thoughts start creeping in?
Well, one of the tools that he offers is using affirmations.
Okay, affirmations. Yeah, I've heard of those.
It's about consciously replacing those negative thoughts with positive statements.
Right. And you repeat them?
You repeat them and you keep repeating them.
Until they become ingrained?
Until they become a part of you.
A part of your subconscious.
Exactly.
Okay, I can see how that could be powerful. But what if those limiting beliefs are really deep,
Yeah.
like stemming from past experiences or things we've been told?
Yeah, societal conditioning, it can be tough.
How do we break free from those patterns?
Well, Nightingale says we got to challenge those beliefs head on.
Head on, okay.
Question them.
Okay.
Look for evidence that contradicts them.
So really put them to the test.
Put them to the test, yeah. He reminds us that we're not bound by our past.
Good.
We have the power to choose a different path, to create a new reality.
So it's about taking ownership of our thoughts and beliefs.
And this is where visualization can really come in handy.
Okay, visualization.
Yeah, creating a clear mental picture of ourselves.
Okay.
Achieving our goals, seeing ourselves as successful.
Giving our subconscious a blueprint, almost.
Exactly. And the mind, it can't always tell the difference between a real experience and a vividly imagined one.
Oh, wow.
So by repeatedly visualizing ourselves succeeding, we're kind of tricking our minds into believing it's possible.
That's fascinating. So we're kind of planting those seeds.
Planting the seeds, exactly.
Through visualization.
And then those seeds can grow into real results.
Okay. But we can't just sit back and wait for those dreams to magically manifest, right?
No, action is key.
We got to take action.
Nightingale emphasizes that, aligning our actions with our thoughts.
Okay, so thoughts and actions need to be in sync.
They got to work together.
And even those small steps forward, they can reinforce our belief.
Yeah, and they build momentum.
So it's not about, achieving overnight success.
No, it's a process.
It's about taking those consistent steps day after day, even when we don't feel like it.
Showing up, putting in the work.
And remembering that setbacks are going to happen.
They are part of the process.
But it's how we respond to those challenges that matters.
It's about seeing them as opportunities to learn.
Yeah, and to grow.
He encourages us to view setbacks as feedback.
Feedback, okay.
Valuable data that can help us refine our approach.
So instead of viewing them as failures, we view them as opportunities to course correct.
Exactly. It's about embracing the whole journey.
The ups and downs.
Knowing that each experience is shaping us.
And guiding us toward our ultimate goal.
And that brings us to one of my favorite parts of his philosophy.
Oh, what's that?
The importance of finding joy in the journey itself.
Oh, I love that. It's so easy to get caught up,
Yeah.
in striving for that next goal that we forget to appreciate the now.
We do. We forget to be present.
So how do we do that? How do we find that joy in the everyday?
He tells us to savor those simple pleasures.
Okay.
Cultivate gratitude for what we have. Be grateful.
And find the beauty in those ordinary moments.
It's about slowing down and appreciating the beauty around us.
Yeah, life isn't just a race to the finish line.
It's about savoring each step along the way.
Exactly.
But what about those times, when life throws us a curveball?
When things get tough.
When we face unexpected challenges, even tragedies, how does Nightingale address those darker parts of life?
Well, he doesn't shy away from them.
He doesn't.
No, he acknowledges that suffering is a part of the human experience.
Right. It's inevitable.
But he emphasizes that we have the power to choose how we respond.
Okay, so we have a choice.
We always have a choice. We can view those experiences as opportunities for growth, for learning, for deepening our understanding of ourselves and the world.
That's a powerful way to look at it.
And he encourages us to reach out for support.
Right. Connect with others.
Connect with loved ones. Seek professional help if we need it.
It's about remembering we're not alone.
Exactly. Everyone faces challenges. Yeah. And by sharing our stories and supporting each other,
we can find strength and resilience.
We can overcome anything.
We can.
What strikes me about Nightingale's work is that it's not just about personal growth.
Mm-hmm.
It's about our connection to something larger than ourselves.
Something bigger.
He talks about finding meaning and purpose through service.
Through contributing to the well-being of others.
It's about recognizing that we're all interconnected.
Yeah, and that our actions have a ripple effect.
Even the small ones.
They all matter.
It's about understanding that our lives have meaning.
And purpose.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into The Strangest Secret, I'm left with a sense of empowerment.
Me too.
And possibility.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that we have more control over our lives than we often realize.
We do. It's all about choice.
Nightingale's message is a call to action, an invitation to step into our full potential.
To create lives that are meaningful.
And joyful and aligned with our values.
Absolutely.
And it all comes back to that simple yet profound idea. Outcome what we think about.
It all starts in the mind.
So let's choose to think thoughts that empower us,
Yeah.
that inspire us, and create a more beautiful and fulfilling world for ourselves.
And for everyone around us.
Thank you for joining us on this journey.
It's been a pleasure.
And until next time, keep diving deep.